So how can you measure internet censorship? Over the last decade, OONI, the project I work with, has developed free and open source software with the goal of enabling anyone to perform tests on their network and to measure internet censorship. This software is called OONI Probe. OONI Probe is a tool that enables you to detect internet censorship and to collect network measurement data that can potentially serve as evidence. It is also a tool for contributing censorship measurement data towards one of the largest open data sets on internet censorship around the world. You can install OONI Probe on both mobile and desktop platforms. On mobile, you can install OONI Probe on Android, F-Droid, and iOS. On desktop, you can install OONI Probe on Windows and macOS. If you're on Linux, you can install the OONI Probe command line interface. In general, we're aiming to ensure that OONI Probe includes the same features on both mobile and desktop platforms. But at the moment, the OONI Probe mobile app includes more features than the desktop app because it was launched a few years earlier. OONI Probe includes a variety of network measurement tests designed to measure different forms of internet censorship. These tests are grouped under certain categories, enabling you to check the blocking of websites, the blocking of instant messaging apps, the blocking of censorship circumvention tools, and to measure the speed and performance of your network. Let's look at these tests a bit more closely. When you measure the blocking of websites with OONI Probe, which websites do you test? OONI Probe tests websites which are included in certain lists called test lists. They are called test lists because they are lists that include websites that are meant to be tested. These test lists are hosted publicly by the Citizen Lab, which is a research organization at the University of Toronto. In particular, you can find these lists on GitHub, where you can review and contribute to them. There are two types of test lists. There is the global test list, which includes internationally relevant websites, such as Facebook.com, BBC, and other websites that are commonly accessed by people worldwide. The websites that are included in the global test list are tested by OONI Probe users in all countries around the world. On the other hand, there are the country-specific test lists, which include websites that are only relevant to a specific country. For example, the Brazilian test list includes Brazilian news media websites, Brazilian human rights websites, and other websites that are relevant to Brazil. Depending on the country that you are in when you run OONI Probe, you will test the websites included in that country's test list. So overall, when you test websites with OONI Probe, you will test websites included in both the global list and in the list that is specific to the country that you are in. Over the years, the Citizen Lab test lists have been created and updated by researchers and country experts from around the world. As websites frequently change domains, expire, get outdated, and new websites are created, there is constant need to review the websites in these test lists and to ensure that relevant websites, particularly those that risk being blocked, are included. You can help review and contribute to the Citizen Lab test list through our relevant web platform, which is linked as a resource at the end of this lesson. Apart from websites, OONI Probe also includes tests for measuring the blocking of the 4 following instant messaging apps: WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, Telegram, and Signal. When you run these tests, you can check whether your internet service provider is blocking access to any of these apps. When instant messaging apps like WhatsApp are blocked, we commonly see that ISPs around the world tend to block access to circumvention tools as well. Circumvention tools, such as VPNs, are tools that enable you to bypass internet censorship. We therefore added some tests to OONI Probe for checking whether certain circumvention tools work on tested networks. In particular, OONI Probe includes tests for Siphon VPN, RiseUp VPN, Tor, and Tor Snowflake. By running these tests, you can check whether those tools work on your network and whether you can use them to bypass internet censorship. You will notice that the OONI Probe apps also include some middle box tests. A middle box is a computer networking device that is commonly used by internet service providers around the world for a number of networking purposes. But sometimes, middle boxes are also used to implement internet censorship or surveillance. The OONI Probe middle box tests just check whether such a device is being used on your network and attempt to identify them. But even if a middle box has been detected by OONI Probe, that does not necessarily mean that that middle box is being used for malicious purposes. Finally, in collaboration with Measurement Lab, we have integrated certain tests into OONI Probe which enable you to measure the speed and performance of your network and to measure video streaming performance. If you regularly use a VPN, please remember to always have your VPN turned off when running OONI Probe. If you run OONI Probe over a VPN, you won't be measuring your network, but the network provided by your VPN, which is probably not censored. To capture internet censorship, as experienced by a local internet user, please turn off your VPN prior to running OONI Probe tests. As soon as you run OONI Probe tests, you will immediately have access to the test results inside your OONI Probe app. We refer to OONI Probe test results as measurements. Your OONI Probe measurements will also automatically get published as open data in real time. This will enable researchers and human rights defenders to track censorship events worldwide. In the following lessons of this chapter, we'll walk through using OONI Probe in practice.